A simple, easy person is the best of all. Pure, capable and capable of understanding himself with his simple qualities, and can live in reality forever. A person intelligent from intelligence would have been a smart devil and a vicious, clever devil, and only reputation, fame, for wealth, by putting fear of the name of God, devotion, love, meditation, yoga, practice, faith, with hypocrisy like hypocrisy, behind the books of the past's books. By hiding one's own face, by weaving the fabric of conspiracies, the works of the past use the evil practice of superstition to serve their temporary interests. One cannot understand the personality, who is always intoxicated by reputation, wealth, for 35 years. He has understood that every moment of his breath and every moment of time, he has understood that he has proved it very well, whoever has proved it very clearly. In any time era, my arguments are not able to do in the universe. On the basis of my arguments, facts, principles, there is no humanity in the religion, leave everything else, only limited to serve selfish interests, they are limited only to serve self-interest. By which principle cannot be fair to itself? By what principle can I be familiar with my own permanent introduction? And how can I understand myself? Who does not understand himself? How can he explain to anyone else when he himself is in temporary elements? It is clear that others will live only by engaging crores of people. For those who have understood themselves, every other thing does not exist in the creature, because he himself would have ended the existence of his own intelligence. It has been done in such a way that even if he wants to try crows again himself, he cannot come into the common personality. After understanding himself, it seems that nothing has been done and nothing is left to do, only understand. Nothing has been lost, so something has not been lost, so he becomes free from the illusion of searching. Bhave spokesperson Guru is neither able to get out of this pretense hypocrisy nor is he able to remove anyone else in all his life and keep running his own business. Enjoy the one mystery of death here, that he cannot come to the dead and tell and not to go alive. To make it clear, the business which lasted for only one infinite ages, business pretense, illusion, hypocrisy, blind faith, fame, for wealth, only for the whole creation. My entire humanity has been on the whole of humanity from the past till now. My own study of contemplation is contemplation. So many precious gems are made clear by understanding each and every moment of time, day and night, from their own facts, arguments and principles, that in reality I always live in my real introduction here with my infinite subtle access form. There is no place for the sake of the suffix. It is only clear that there is no left to do, due to which the human body was found, and only the permanent stagnation is the depth. Here is my permanent introduction, which is not possible to do when it is intelligent from the intellect to the point of view of the intellect. It is not possible to do all this. It is also not a coincidence at all, because I have understood. I am free from the ego, because I am free from the ego, because I have not even imagined, thinking, contemplation, which all comes in the point of view of the intellect. The Guru spokespersons are not able to get free only from the temporary elements, by getting entangled in the desires of the common personality. They have more desires than they are and are busy in fulfillment of those desires. After understanding themselves, it becomes clear that there is no other word and there is no way to be something. These are all creations, all these are the only point of view of the intellect. Intelligence can be represented only by human beings, who are the main supreme best nizam of nature, who in reality has no existence in reality, just as in the dream state itself does not even exist in the dream state. The presentation is understood to be seen by all the thousands of familiar characters who believe in thousands of characters, but all that is true, as long as they are in a dream state. When they all come to an awake state, all of them cease to exist. Who is in the ego of being himself from the intellect? Whatever you are seeing after being removed from the point of view of oneself, the existence of whatever you are seeing ceases to see, and the seen does not exist. The seen does not exist. Bhave spokesperson Guru is only of himself. They are in the race to establish the intellect made of temporary elements in temporary elements only. All human species could not be one opinion at all, on this one word, everything else is very far away, which becomes a little fact to express words, which will be included in the mainstream of only one species from crores of species. Human beings will be included in the mainstream. Human beings are limited to only serving selfish interests as a whole. The rest of the species is limited to the living in nature organized by nature. In reality, self-premiership is self-realization. This was one of the main reasons for getting a human body was to understand oneself impartially, and that infinite subtle. Understanding the infinite subtle axis, which came into existence of the whole creation, which can only be understood by human beings in the whole universe, which depends only on a natural possibility, just as there is a possibility of life on earth only in the infinite vast material creation. In the trillions of Brahmandos, I do not have any important ego at all that in the whole universe. I am the only one who could understand myself from the existence of man till now. All this is only a possibility created by nature, in which I did not even contemplate any action, choice, thinking, contemplation. Only by nature, the ability to understand with time was given. I can make an effort to understand the reason for the existence of everything in the whole creation from a realistic point of view. I can make an effort to understand from any of the entire creation. I can discuss the subject, but I abstain from a person who is intelligent with intelligence, because the attitude of the intellect is complex. That is why, in the point of view of the intellect, did not want to be wiser than the intellect. The intellect itself was engaged in ending the existence, and understood myself. The intellect was able to understand itself. The intellect was able to end the existence of the intellect itself. All human beings of the earth are wiser than me. Every simple, easy person has enough simple instincts to understand himself. He is the real capable, the best, the best, the best, the best, the best, who are a quality because the better people themselves consider themselves to be better people. Secondly, only interest is limited, no matter what it is. It was born itself and death itself has to be enough. The other can only create illusion. Of course, it is entangled itself and only entangles you only to confuse your two. Contact only from the point of view of which will be for you to waste your breath at all times. Be aware, when you have to move away from every level of your own intelligence, then there is absolutely no need for the intervention of others. I have loved the best person of all creation infinitely. Even after 35 years, there was no news or any power at all, which I could tell him. I had gone completely mad. Till today I do not know about my face. What did I do a moment ago? There is no news of all this. But it did not make any difference, for which I devoted my whole life. He was the name of a madman, along with punishing me many times from his ashram, who had considered me to be crores of times higher than the Lord, whose Shabi in his thoughts from the Lord in his thoughts, making it millions of times high. He continued to improve every moment. In him, every moment was completely opposite to those natural physical forms. The result was dual character. His goal was limited to fame, reputation, fame. He himself was limited to Daulat Beg. He is unfamiliar with his own introduction. Do not understand himself. Do not understand himself. He has not been fair to himself. We talk about here continuously for 50 years. He is in real, I am here in reality. There is not the same ABC and all that. It is limited only to the point of view of the intellect. In reality, which does not have any meaning. He was the first to tell me that he came from the pile of garbage and came from the garbage. He is repeating everything even today. Whom he hated, i.e., I am even more than him. I am trillions of times higher and do not even know them. Those who used to call them crazy as taunts, they used to call them as taunts. They are doing everything even today, and I am present in my infinite subtle depth, permanent stagnation here with my infinite subtle access form. There is no place for the reflection of that infinite micro-axis. They are still looking for something like 50 years ago from today, and with their 20 lakh anuras, who are a mental disease. Only a blind faith is the evil practice of fanaticism. Only fame, reputation, fame for Daulat Beg. The fabric of conspiracies is weaved by weaving the fabric. It is only to attract the influence of people. Only the spokespersons in the whole creation are the guru, who from the point of view of the intellect, being intelligent from the intellect, enjoys the real bliss that is another enjoyment. Can't, woman, fame, reputation, fame, wealth. I can make all this proven clear. Till I kept giving money, till then I was very happy. Crores of rupees were given for coincidence. They had given it in their hands. They themselves had said that even if 1 crore was needed, only 1 crore was needed. Once you have given me a coincidence, you have given me a coincidence. Donation is kept on the feet. When the coincidence stopped, then it became evil. The only reason for not giving coincidence was that the dedicated in their love had become serious, which he could not understand, and by following the complaints of the special worker, he instilled hatred towards me and many times used to accuse me in my discourses in front of the accompaniment, and humiliated him from his ashram itself. Keep repeating this process many times when the limit is reached. Instead of being distracted, if the option of understanding oneself was presented, then understanding himself in a moment, by understanding himself, he found himself to be completely alive forever in reality and forever got away from the point of view of absolutely intellect. The only reason for not giving coincidence was that dedicated to his love had become serious, which he could not understand, and by following the complaints of his special worker, he filled hatred towards me and many times used to accuse me in my discourses in front of a full sangat, and humiliate him from his ashram itself. Keep repeating this process many times. When the limit is reached, instead of getting distracted, the option of understanding yourself was presented in front of you, then only understanding yourself in a moment, by understanding myself in a moment, in reality, it was possible to live forever and forever, absolutely possible and forever at all. After that, I tried to get away from the point of view of intellect. After that, I tried to do something enough for living in common personality, but every effort of mine proved unsuccessful because the talk of doing something is far away. I do not even think about myself even for a moment. Because I have completely deviated from the point of view of intelligence, for the mere reason to understand myself, I was expelled from the ashram itself. In normal life, teachers would have been happy on achieving the achievement of their disciple, but fame in spiritual fame, reputation, fame, Daulat Beg, the reason is the achievement itself. It proves the reason for his own treason that Guru Bhave spokesperson comes to the answer after erasing his name, because those who understand themselves, they have definitely been done by death, and in reality, whoever finds it, the same behavior he doesn't says, and fame reputation has a direct effect on the fame, Daulat Beg, which is not approved by the Bhave spokesperson Guru, and starts laying the trap of conspiracies to kill him. I know exactly the same will happen to me. I like this. I am waiting for time with respect because the person who meant to meet the body has achieved it. There is no point in living the rest. If my physical body ends with the hands of the one who ends his life in his whole life, then I myself, I will consider it very best because I am completely revering in them every moment. He could not understand. It was not the subject of them in reality. This was only my main subject in being. Whatever twist income was only associated with nature, which could only be from one possibility. Undoubtedly, in which my effort is not an attempt at all. I have only understood, or had only loved Sahib Ji infinitely. due to which the surprising possibility arose, the thought of thinking of myself to understand myself. Contemplation is far more than contemplation. My position was first shown by the one whom I loved first, had always tried to live in the same position. Crores of past scholars tried a lot of study. In front of all of them, I also had the status of sand particles. I did not keep it, I only handled the breath and time we have, due to which my holy Sufi book was deprived of the study of books. Sometimes no other religion organization has any other religion organization till date. The reason was that I have enough breath time only for me. Why should I destroy contemplation in others, thinking in others? First of all, the one whom I loved had shown, always tried to live in the same position. Crores of past people of the past tried to study a lot. That in front of all of them, I do not even have the status of a particle of sand. I only handled the breath and time sown by my nature, due to which his holy Sufi book was deprived of the study of books. Sometimes any other religion organization was deprived of his holy book. Even till today, the only reason for not reading books was that I have enough breath only for me. In others, why should I destroy contemplation in thinking? Thinking in the point of view of intellect, being intelligent from the intellect, just establish myself by establishing myself and discussing myself. The main part of it joins the race to understand, forever goes out for a better life, which cannot get a better opportunity than the religion organization, Rab Guru Parmart. There is no cost, making fools of simple easy people, the only way to rob people for life. Those who are always ready to be fools, can't come to give, only crows of blind believers, fanatical, illiterate. There should be the art of confusing the crowd of sheep with stupid style. Keep doing celebrations every day, there is an offering of crows. Keep two more entangled, keep the fear of the hell, keep the fear of the Lord, keep the blind believers, they are always ready to die at the behest. There are crowds of crows of sheep. Even if there are crowds of crows of sheep, even if they keep the governments, they can form the government of their own free will. Yes, everything like this has happened in the past. The words Rab are only the rattles made by Guru Bhavo devotees, with which devotional feelings, love, meditation, yoga, faith, karma, and a very high run of a business run a very much business, are intelligent people who run a very high business with intelligence. Those who are of high level of intellect, who are capable of clever artists, capable of continuously doing crores of people, they are not easy to be easy in reality, from whom love, mercy can keep the hope of humanity. They know what is going on in any mind every moment by the complex process, they understand very well. Only one cannot understand himself because the intellect does not allow himself to understand himself. The rest of all the universe is also with the ability to be in the ego Brahmishmi, who are of a high level of intelligence, who are capable of continuously clevering crores of people. They are, in reality, they are not easy to be easy, from whom love, mercy, kindness, humanity can be expected. They know what is going on in any mind every moment with the intellect of complex process. Not giving the rest, all the rest of the universe is also done with the ability to be in Brahmasmi. The ego is done with the ability to be in Brahmasmi. Who understands himself, nothing happens for him, because he himself understood himself and made himself the existence of his own intellect creation. It has ended itself, has itself to be fair. And always the real permanent stagnation is present in the form of infinite subtle axis, in the form of an infinite subtle axis. Here there is no place for the reflection of its infinite subtle axis, and there is no way to be something, and all the universe considers it to be only an illusion, as long as the body is from the body. For a moment, even for a moment, one cannot even think for his temporary body with the presence of that permanent introduction, because he becomes completely devoid of the intellect. From the point of view of intelligence, whatever the thought is by being intelligent from the intellect. Thought can contemplate, all that is only a fantasy, which does not exist in reality, just as materialism does not exist in reality. In the same way, in the infinite vast material creation, in the point of view of the intellect, in the point of view of the intellect, in the point of view of the intellect, the intelligence cannot even imagine the reality because the intellect cannot even imagine the reality. It is completely different from that. There is an option to get out of the intellect in the infinite subtlety of the intellect, but there is no option to come to the common personality. Once you understand yourself, you can come into reality, but even if you try your own millions, you cannot come again in a general personality for a moment. For this, I have done all this by doing all this, because something has to be done to live the rest of life, for which one cannot think for a moment at all, so I have done it when life takes even a little intention, will give up the body, because due to which the human body got the work it was completed and there is nothing left to do. In the whole universe, it is seen that Sahib Ji had also given the word that if 1 crore is needed, then only say once because you had given in the form of a coincidence that you have full right to take back 20 lakh numbers. His company must have forgotten the things of 35 years ago, because I had always given him grace, because I had never even asked him for grace, because I had not accepted anything from him till date. Then I am an alternative to you, then I am always deprived of the art of taking the giver. Deprived, remains, never took stomach in life. For those who do not even ask for grace from Sahib Ji, the whole world is a beggar. How can I ask them? Perhaps choose the option of death better than asking. Deprived, remains, never borrowed in life. For those who do not even ask for grace from Sahib Ji, the whole world is a beggar. How can I ask them? Perhaps choose the option of death better than asking. They will choose the option of death better than asking for the selfish interests he does not want to see and hear. He has understood very well, because both the science of knowledge are intelligent from the intellect from the point of view of intelligence. Both of them are very similar, who are very similar to the end of the existence of nature and are moving very fast. Organizations are trying to destroy humanity itself, and science is polluting the space-water site only to provide their own facilities. Those who have no meaning in reality, apart from humans, every other many species live in the rule of nature and have fun. If there is no knowledge and science, then human species can also be satisfied with the enjoyment of nature like other species. Undoubtedly, the human species is not satisfied with the devil's intellect. The main reason for which is that it has become a victim of infinite desires, which till death it is not complete, and has been using the intelligence a lot. Since the understanding has passed through the system, it was possible to understand this event that the Bali incident happened only 1,000 years ago. Since then it has become so intelligent with so much intelligence that along with many other species, human species can also be hunted. The capable has become clever by being intelligent, and is challenging nature by becoming an opponent of nature in its entirety. Such an infinite vast material creation, capable of all the best Nizam, has forgotten his own status. He has forgotten his own status for centuries and leaves Eta. So I am progressing at a very fast pace of knowledge that the existence of human species itself will end, due to which all the remaining species will be able to live easily. The human species, which has been continuously for millions of years, will end within just 200 years. It will happen. Who had the hobby of dominance? It is going to be fulfilled very quickly, but by the time all those creative human beings do all that, by then the natural person will end. Very deeply contemplated on this subject, which no one can stop. Anyway, this person not fit to live on the earth. Only one human species are the salt haram species of nature, who are not satisfied with and do not believe with the capable of nature, and have maintained the rules and regulations by their own imagination. In this, most of the simple people are left grinding, who cannot understand the common personality of simple people, people who have been intelligent from intelligence from the point of view of intelligence, people who are intelligent from the point of view, fame, reputation, wealth, drama, illusion, hypocrisy, devotion, bhakti bhava love meditation yoga practice faith is only a fabric of conscience to entangle people, only consecration is the fabric of people and there is nothing other than that. The fear of death hell karma is only a business to run with fear, if there is any business of any guru. If it is achievement, then talk. Being entangled for so long is a vision of foolish items. In every private sector, do more intelligence in each private sector. And why do blind believers behave like a crowd of fanatic sheep in this area, who themselves show deceiving themselves, which shows themselves to be deceived? He cheats himself with himself. He cannot be sympathetic to anyone else. If he cannot be fair by himself, then he cannot understand himself and will be unfamiliar with his own permanent introduction. This one, there are mental diseases because from the point of view of intelligence, being wise from the intellect, there is only blind faith in itself, who cannot be fair by himself, shows his intelligence to others. Intelligence is always in the ego because of his own ego, because he himself is the choice of choice. Thinking is contemplating thinking, the one who is affected and tries to make others popular. This is the nature of the intellect. It is known to all, but he himself would look at himself who kept himself deceived. It is being wiser than intellect. It cannot be fair to itself, by which one cannot understand himself, and remains unfamiliar with himself. Intellect is created by such a complex process, can understand everything in the whole creation because all can understand. Every event happening in the universe is subtly inscribed in the memory corpus of the intellect, apart from himself. Here is the inner self. For this reason, every person considers himself to be intelligent from the other. Absolutely, this is the supremacy recognition for himself. It is here that for one reason, important brahmasmi arises, which is absolutely a mental disease. The only reason for human beings to be the opponent of nature is also here, which is due to being the same quality element. In reality, only the reflection of one's own infinite subtle axis is also the reflection of itself. If there is no place, then there is no opponent. The element is devoid of virtue. Being wiser than intelligence proves to be all excellence towards oneself, and the rest of the word object remains the soul to know. Therefore, apart from oneself, other things than oneself they remain, until that thing understands the word object, then it will remain impatient. When and why the word guru came into existence, the human species understanding level, after the level of understanding when the person is just to find the curiosity to understand the universe directly. If he went to different areas from the point of view of his intelligence, then he did not get anything. Then the common simple people who went to find them, started considering them as superior and gave the name of the guru. They were made the head of that whole group and they felt safe under their protection because they felt safe because he used to instruct them. The only reason for the existence of the word guru was only simple easy person. When he started considering it more safe, then the title above him was addressed by the word Rab, which is going on continuously even today, in reality which does not exist. In the life of life, only the best instructions can be given, and the only rule is running as a limit to the tradition even today, and nothing is there. There is only one belief, which is a program organized by simple easy people. Only a simple intuitive person is capable, skilled, capable, and capable is the best who is able to give the best instructions. A beggar can also be made a lord again from a guru, and a guru, who is a simple easy person, he himself does not want to give up all the best, simple easy qualities. Instead of him, he likes to rob his everything in return. Now tell this a person, a simple easy person, never wants to give up his own simple innate quality, in return for which he is ready to pay any price. Blind believers have to become fanatics. whether they can consider themselves to be millions of times higher than themselves, undoubtedly. But with their simple intuition, they are satisfied with the same simple intuition. Being wise with the intellect, they fall into the impulsive elements, fame, prestige, fame, wealth, wealth. They get entangled in wealth, and the satisfaction of simple, easy people, and people who have been wise by intelligence always have that. They are deprived of satisfaction, from the point of view of human beings. Being intelligent from the intellect, keeping an eye on the opponent of nature, keeps an eye on the mind and contemplates with their thoughts, because both are made up of the same qualities and whatever they are in nature, everything is of human species. The memory of the intellect is also inscribed in the treasure museum, due to which human species have become victims of important ego that I am the one who has created the whole creation. The reality is that the session 1,000 years ago, human beings understood in the species. Otherwise, like many other species, he was the only slow intellect. He used to do everything, which is still present in all other species, that the infinite vast is the best nizam of the material creation who are organized. In which no one can interfere. In which no one can interfere, human races only themselves. The position of which has been forgotten, which has been the rival of nature struggling for centuries, only to get the status of domination. If you do not understand yourself while being a human, then at all it is not at all different from many other species because they are doing all that they are doing. Simplicity is doing it easily. Diet, sleep, sexual activity and fear are involved. Then, by turning away from the duty of getting all the best human body, they are deceiving themselves somewhere. The other species is limited to filling the stomach only and cool. It is only human beings in the whole world that it is not limited to filling the stomach. It is engaged in fulfilling the desires and dies in this dear craving, which was never the goal of human birth. The prize of being a human species is only I had to understand myself, which can be found alive only with simple innate qualities, undoubtedly only on the basis of my simple principles, facts, arguments. I have never studied any books of any religion organization, but what about them? It is written that I have read it completely, because I have read myself. The timeless breath given by nature has been given only for me for 2 moments. I am not a fool, I am a fool. Why should I destroy the textbooks of other past personalities in reading books of the past? The mentality of the Vibhutis has proved to be meaningful in the past, today and not at all. When the science of science born today will not be of the nature of Newton or Stephen Hawking's attitude, then it is clear, then the personalities of the past will be clear. Today's new era discussion recognition why is not to promote blind faith, enjoy science to the fullest and sing glory. Blind believers is not like this. Those who, after serving their selfish interests, forget in a moment like the Tawaif who sleeps with thousands day and night, only fame for one of his business, fame, Daulat Beg, who is the main goal of the fame. I have also made a Guru Babe. The spokesperson had truly loved himself as a guru, remembered his own face and spent crores of rupees. He could not understand the simple easy personality, although the famous statement of his place on his room and his advertisements was, "The thing which I have is nowhere else in the universe." True, I had a high shop, but there was a dish, the fabric of the word syrup and the warp of the conspiracies. Apart from such hypocrites, no simple easy person can be weaved. I am intellectless since 35 years. I am intellectless even for a moment. Can't even think for myself, while I have a daughter with me. I have made lakhs of efforts to bring myself to a common personality, have given crores of gurus, but I myself had declared me mad. I did not ask even after that the matter after that. His attitude is less than that. It was my only fault that I had loved him only according to him, had followed everything of him. What kind of time he is the Lord? What is the object of the universe? Which could not tell him that no one from him Vepanna has gone mad in love, which I was of a scientific instinct. had discovered many devices, which were discussed many times in their discourses. Do Tawayif and Guru Bhave spokesperson also have the same attitude, only business? It is only to be taken. Why do you forget the word of giving? In this way, in your discourses, they also discuss the words of the age of 4 years of their childhood very well. This word was also yours. If you ever needed 1 crore, then only once to say, this is only 35 years old, because I was always among the givers. I am deprived of the art of taking back. I do not know how to ask. Tell me only once out of millions of bars. Once I have not given, what has happened to me? No one can even imagine what happened to me. I have passed through those paths only thinking about which. I have done everything myself, when all their efforts have completely removed from their hearts till now. So much fear came out of fear. I have become free from within myself by the name of fear. Now I am not afraid of the father of fear. I do not fear fear, I have only fallen in love. If the food arising is not even a thing, then I just want to tell that what you have been telling for the last 50 years is just a lie, hypocrisy, pretense, in reality which has no prestige, only a business pretense is an illusion, only fame, reputation, wealth, in which you yourself have got entangled and are entangled millions. If the drama of the Supreme Purush Lord was a little, then he would have given you even a little news that someone man loves you. You yourself were intoxicated with fame, reputation, wealth, who could not understand even the simple easy person, and were exposed to the grievances of others and expelled from the ashram itself. Along with this, it takes time to make love, trust, faith. I told you thousands of times. I told you that I am only in you. To understand others, it is necessary to understand yourself. Before the introduction of others, it is necessary to get acquainted with one's own permanent introduction. Guru Bhave becomes the spokesperson. It is very important to be fair to yourself before. If it is not so, then just a business pretense, drama, illusion, hypocrisy, reputation, wealth. For wealth, only devotion, love, meditation, yoga, meditation, Lord Guru Parmarth, hell, karma pravad. The whole life has suffered millions of prayers. I have never seen a moment happy even for a moment. I don't know what happiness is, even now, if there is no life in any life. If the problem comes, I will not be able to bear it. Really, I am very tired. I am telling you personally, this body will be abandoned, everything is over and nothing is left. Age is still more than 50 years. For whom they did everything, there is no news. The complaints that used to complain, now they are all dead, are the number of crowd of repentant gurus and disciples, sheep of 20 lakhs. No one can tell my father, have tolerated more than the limit, never asked for grace and were humiliated by so many allegations. Yes. If you knew of your future that you have told thousands of discourses that I will leave the body shed, no one is my own here, you already knew that the time is about to come. You did not understand, only a simple easy person who did the whole universe. I did all that in a moment, which crores of past personalities did not do. You should have been proud of this thing. I am the only one who used to talk about the same, or what to say. It will be the time of one thing. Now it will be the reality, only with simple principles. Because I have ended my own existence myself, and I am always in my infinite subtle access form, in my infinite subtle access form, in my infinite subtle access form. Here there is no place for the reflection of my infinite subtle access here, and there is no presumption to be something. Not like you in the physical creation created by temporary elements, from the point of view of the intellect created by the intellect made of one's own temporary elements. I have established myself by being intelligent from the intellect, have not found myself because nothing was lost, only by being fair to myself, I have understood myself, due to which I have been free from important ego. I have done all this, credit for all this in your lotus feet. Now I want to get out of the filth of this body. I do not want to stay even for a moment at all, because I am here, but there is an option to come here. It is not to come back to the common personality because I am without intellect, have tried crores of efforts, have tried nothing at all, have done nothing and something left to do. Only here it is the satisfaction that due to which the human body was found, that work has been completed, every simple easy the person is the best capable, the best, the best, the best. No one is needed to understand himself. The intervention instructions help because when you have to move away from every attitude of the memory fund of your own intelligence, then why the need of the other? My principles to each person inspires himself to understand himself. After understanding himself, there is nothing left to understand in the whole universe. Why my principles inspire every person to understand themselves completely. After understanding themselves, nothing remains to understand in the whole universe. To understand yourself by being fair to yourself, it is the best in the whole creation. It is the best trillions of times higher than finding crores of imaginary words, which is the best of trillions of times, which is the best among the millions of the past. Since then, no one has been able to do it in any time era, had gone out to find something worth existence. Even today the search is going on, it was not found. If it had been there, even today there is a skepticism about that imaginary word rub. Human species could not be a single opinion today. Till, only one is busy in running a business by copying each other, due to which Guru Bhave, the founder of that religion organization, can make fools and rob them by attracting millions of simple easy people for fame, reputation, fame, wealth, and they can rob them. Fear of misery, how big a pretense drama is a lie, cannot come back to prove death and cannot die to clarify alive. Which one is the Lord who cannot be found alive only by death? What is the thing in the body? It is all that is alive by dying. All that is not able to clarify after seeing. Is it all white lies? It is intellect to play with the sentiments of simple people. There is no cost or existence in your ideology. I am very much hurt because after Guru's initiation it is limited to serving self-interest only. But this is mainly a business of the ruthless spokesperson Guru, who does not even have humanity and all is a far-fetched thing. He himself is unfamiliar with his own introduction. They cannot be fair by themselves, do not understand themselves, only pretend to explain to others. Fame, reputation, wealth, simple people who pretend to get out of illusion from illusion in this area itself. There are more problems in this area, more than the common personalities emanating from the temporary elements themselves, who destroy the whole life in handling the temporary elements, and have been kidnapped by the human species. It is necessary to understand yourself before playing with the spirit of other simple easy people. If you do not know how to do anything good, then get rid of yourself from the brokerage of doing bad, the responsibility of which is taken only by Guru Bhave spokesperson, the brokers of dharma, religion organization. So many beggars have a tendency that in order to fill their own stomach, blind believer fanaticism inculcates the evil practice of blind believer fanaticism. Bhave spokesman is of Guru's skull, whose idea is only to establish the word rub, which does not exist. Those who exist, by instructing those who exist, they only use day and night by putting fear and fear. In reality, Guru Bhava's spokesperson is only simple. It is the people who consider a beggar as a guru, with the title of the Lord, remember him with fame, reputation, wealth, and like to be easy, and within some time, he would create a great memory of him. Satan, smart clever artists, intelligent with intelligence. Few Guru Bhave spokespersons think that I myself have become myself. There is no Lord, there are few things that are your Lord. They dance only in front of you, only on your gestures, and you are such that your own Lord is bowing at your own feet. There can be no other pure like simple people in the whole universe. You are so much more infidel whom you have not seen. Even your father is establishing him who does not exist, whose existence is not there. Because today your fame, wealth, is intoxicated by Daulat Beg, teaching him the lesson of being rubbed with him deceit, pretense, drama, illusion, hypocrisy. He is such a very simple, easy, pure person. He is such a simple, easy, pure person. Without thinking, he will make his life a fool. Why is he making a fool of him? Why, without asking for anything, those who do not get the luck of the universe, he is giving everything fame, reputation, fame, wealth, which no one gets easily, that even above the title of the Lord. Tell the truth, for 60 years, one has given such a thing to any one of the 20 lakh people who claim to be near. Tell only one whom you believe in. 20 lakh Sangat love only you. 2000 crores you have created the empire of wealth. It is only the result of the love and coincidence of the Sangat. In the same way, tell any direct proof. If you have given anything to someone or if you have made anyone like yours for 60 years, then the one who's not visible is just a pretense, only a pretense. To run a business, those who are your Lord in front of you, by putting fear of karma hell on them, if you can give everything that you have today, if you ever love them, then what can happen? Of course, all that you do not even think. It was only your hobby to establish that empire. Nirmal, capable, simple, easy people are satisfied in themselves. It is clear to them that if no one liked our words, at that very moment by making some allegations against them, they were humiliated from the ashram itself and expelled from the ashram itself. It has been done. Just say for clarity, this ashram belongs to the company. It is limited only to saying, the reality is that the use of taxes and throws is such that all the Sangats oppose only that. This has happened to me. The drums of the distant drums are pleasant. For 2 years have seen it. There is a difference in the words of action, which is said that there is no remembrance of any kind from far and wide. One has to abstain from eating after seeing making sweets, only the grooms decorated in the fridge like it. I also really regret it. By hating them, I have been able to shine so pure. If I had loved even a little, some joy would have been different. Accordingly, only my infinite love can bring this color. Then they too would have loved me in the place of hatred. Then the matter was very funny. Would have been, perhaps, is the proof of my one-sided love, which is in reality today. The reality is that use taxes and throws in such a way that all the Sangats oppose him. This has happened to me. The distant drums are beautiful. 2 years have been played very close. See Kani, there is a difference in words, which say that there is no memory of any kind from far and wide. Even after seeing sweets, one has to abstain from eating, only the grooms decorated in the fridge like it. I also really regret about them. I have become so bright and pure by hating. If I had loved even a little, the refinement would have been different. Accordingly, only my infinite love can bring this color. Then if they had loved me in the place of hatred, then the matter would have been funny. Maybe my thing would have been funny. Maybe there is a proof of one-sided love, which I am in reality today. If I had the understanding of love before making love, then someone would love only the pure with simple intuition like himself, or would do it only with himself. At least selfishly lean, selfish, self-contained self-interest from the hair. The person who praises himself falsely, no matter what a hypocritical artist can be, he was born with only one goal. He will die for the supply of the same goal which will die only. The desire has supplied fame will give life for Daulat Beg and will take life for him. I was the emperor without love, everything was everything for which the world flares up like a dog. Badar was only in search of a true love. He himself used to advertise himself that, the thing which I have is nowhere else in the universe, and so much time is not wasted breath. I am always in reality. Never consider yourself incompetent like you. No one else can be born in the past. No one can be born in the future, undoubtedly, the capable and capable of being able to do anything in the whole universe. You can do anything in the whole universe. No one else is yours, neither one can ever be your own. The greatest stupidity like you is, someone is the best. Can't. Don't consider others as people. You only prove yourself in yourself. You are within you who clarifies your superiority. Only your toughness can achieve your goal in each of your areas. 20 lakh people, only your fame, reputation, fame, wealth. What do you have to give in return to the source of your fame? What you have given me, only hatred after serving the interests, which is the only act of throwing the interests, in which all the rest of the Sangat would have agreed. In the whole company, make any allegation and remove it by punishing it and throw it away. And who is the spokesperson of the Guru who asks the Guru to ask who is asking the Guru? Crores of blind believers are also with the consent of the devotee, once was dedicated in the love of a Guru and madly in love. It was done. He used to taunt him like me and used to call him by saying frati, looking from the evil and were fed up with him. He climbed on the 4th floor and jumped from above by saying the Jaya of Sadguru. He was dead in front of him. It seems that he will not even get hell in front of such a Sangat. What is said to a dead body? Alas, if there is love, then someone can do this. Undoubtedly, love commits suicide without being sad. I do not know how much someone is upset, only then comes to the Guru. When he himself does not have a solution to that problem, then only comes with the hope of a solution from the Guru. If there is a reprimand from the Guru, then the heart does not regret, at the same time die. It has happened to me many times. Then it is very difficult to handle myself, on which it is very difficult. She only knows that she knows that the other cannot even guess. Guru Bhave spokespersons do everything that the common personality cannot even imagine. I am still in this thinking, because you would have understood me. All the credit for such a big achievement goes to you. All the credit for such a great achievement goes to you. Whatever no one has been able to do in the universe, in any time era, intelligent people need these special things to reach their business to the top. I am beyond the point of view of intelligence. I am not proud in you that my disciple was able to do all that anyone ever did. Couldn't even do it. Fame, reputation, fame, wealth. The wall of big is standing, which you do not want to break, because you yourself prove to be false in front of your own company, which is not acceptable to you. Here is the ego. The personalities of the past, those who have not even seen you, have had the ability to praise the glory of them. They have accepted the truth, who is a mental illness, and did not try to understand what is visible before you even for a moment, only because of your false ego. Cause, you were only entangled in the rules of recognition, rules and limits. I have done everything directly. I have never entangled in pretenses like rules, limits, traditions, because I myself am capable, and capable. Without any doubt, I have never entangled in the hypocrisy. There is only trust in myself. The second is limited to serving interest only. I am always in the truth that I am always in reality. There is no point of view of the intellect. Every living being of the whole creation is in the point of view of the intellect, and being wise from the intellect, being intelligent from the intellect, I am always in reality. Equipped with the ability to do, the science of intelligence is capable of carefully, who inspires to establish itself, by being intelligent with intelligence, who can do whatever he wants to do in the whole creation. The creation of the intellect is based on the basis of the material creation, which is based on the basis of the material creation. All of them are in the vast material creation. All that is clearly present in the memory of the intellect of every living being, from the point of view of intelligence. Being intelligent from the intellect, every level can pass in dimension, undoubtedly, but one's own understanding remains unfamiliar. With a fair introduction, there is no substitute in intelligence. The intellect to understand itself is the only other thing is capable of understanding the word itself. leaving only oneself. In order to understand oneself, one has to be fair by every attitude of the memory fund of one's own intelligence, but not established himself. One has to end his own existence. It is only the intellect who cannot influence himself. The rest, every other word is able to do the object to the soul, because the intellect does not have its own fairness. The attitude of intellect itself is complex, filled with remembrance. Work cannot understand by being intelligent with intelligence, but living is affected. Intellect is eager to know the whole universe. Apart from itself, intellect always keeps one's own ability clear, for one's own special. Which is an important ego. Alternative thinking is done by contemplation. The name of establishing one's own ego is the name of establishing one's own ego. Whatever many people of the past did, whatever they did, from the point of view of the intellect, they did it by being intelligent from the intellect, which in reality has any presupposition. There is no existence in reality and it ends with death. Life is the difference of only one breath between death. Understand it for a moment or believe it for centuries. But only death is victory. Every life is seen as a loser. After understanding oneself, it is possible to live by understanding himself and be free from death. In the memory of the intellect, the infinite subtlety of the intellect is deeply itself in the infinite subtle axis, but through the entry into the intellect is negated. It is not necessary to understand oneself. Since then, I have used a lot of intelligence since then, and therefore the option of understanding myself came to the fore. Then only I understood myself, who was born only by one nature. Only then I could understand myself, otherwise it was not possible. I did not have any quality arts superiority in me. I am also a common man, just as the possibility of life flourished in crores of universes only on earth. In the same way only I awakened the ability to understand myself, and through one cannot come to the common personality. At one point of time, both life and death. I can live in only one option, life or death. I have chosen only the option of death alive. That is, death has ended the existence of reality itself. Each one establishes himself because he is in the attitude of the intellect, and millions of choices open for life, in which to live with fame, prestige, wealth, which is necessary for life. I am deprived of all because in order not to realize all these, both life and death can remain in one option at a time, life or death. I have chosen the option of death alive. It means that the living has ended the existence of itself as a living being. Each one establishes himself because he is in the attitude of the intellect, and millions of options are open for life, in which fame, reputation, wealth, which is necessary for life. I am deprived of all, because there is enough to get all these to be realized, not the intellect. Just like the visible people born in the dream state, everything was presented by the program organized by the intellect, in which we cannot see ourselves. Everything else is realized and everything else is not, and that is not the case. The state believes it to be true. After coming to the awakened state, it was found that it was a dream, which has nothing to do with the awakened state, and are freed from that illusion. Similarly, after death, it is found that the living of life meant someone after death. It is also not meant. The importance of life is only the intellect, from which one is realized. The existence of the intellect ends with death. Yoga practice, meditation is only from the intellect, and it is possible to live only who has no transaction after death, to consider the mystery of death after death. If it is, then the existence of the attitude of the living intellect has to be ended, which is the easiest. Any person can understand himself in only one moment. The other can understand. Anyone can understand that the age of the age is less than the ages of the ages. Even the capable to understand himself the best of all is the best. every simple, easy person is pure, being wise with intelligence. Then the devil, smart artist becomes vicious crooks, from which purity, ability, clearness, fairness, purity, sensitivity, seriousness, self-effectiveness, only self-interest remains, due to which the ignorance of temporary elements increases, which entangles in fame, reputation, wealth. Guru Bhave cannot be more entangled than the spokesperson, because they have no option. That one can understand himself to be fair with himself or be familiar with himself. If he himself is far away from all this, then with the predominance of self-interest, he will do everything only for the supply of desire, which the common personality cannot even think from the past. We have been doing the same rules, by giving validity to faith, by giving strong evidence to prove it from fictional story, which is to promote fanaticism, only simple, easy, perfect, capable, skilled, skillful, 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 have been doing all the best people. By confusing tax, death karma is the fear of hell, by putting fear of destruction, only to run a business mainly to serve one's own interests, only fame reputation for fame, Daulat beg, only simple, easy, perfect, capable, skillful Samarth is using the best of all the best by attracting the best of people, the fear of death, the fear of hell, by putting fear, only to run a business, only for running a business, only fame. Reputation, fame, Daulat beg for those who are intoxicated by fame, reputation, wealth. What is the status of licking their own feet by proving them to be fools with simple, easy, high qualities? They themselves are not familiar with their own introduction, do not understand yourself, not fair by yourself, in the whole universe today or even in the past. Then talk to those who are familiar with their acquaintance. The other has become fair to himself, and the third has understood himself. If the three bases are not the main thing, in which these three bases are not the main thing, it is a dog who hides his own face behind the books of the past's personalities, trying to control like this, due to whom the empire of crows has been established today, by putting fear of Guru Rab Karma Hel Pravada, by putting fear of devotion, love, meditation, yoga, faith, business, pretense, drama, illusion, recitation. There is fame only for fame, wealth, only the donor in the whole creation. The devil is the simple intuitive person, the devil, the vicious crook, the smart clever artist can be intelligent with the intellect. But the simple easy can never be, if this quality is not purity, competency, clarity, fairness, perception, completion, satisfaction, seriousness, then it is only a wolf, who is not happy with the property of crows given by you, fame, reputation, Daulat beg, and you are not happy with 20 lakh simple easy. If one of the people did not believe in even 60 years and could not make any one like himself, then the claim after death should be true. Thousands of people must have died. No one has come back and told them, no one can go alive. A word is a word thing that goes after death. What is not capable of knowing what is alive? If you yourself go alive, meditation, or how and why did you not take anyone? If you have taken everything else, then why not take everything else? In you there is that special in whom you go. Why don't you go? Why could you not convert that incompetence into a single person? If you are shed from meditation to samadhi, then again there was a hobby of coming to this dirty world or body made of pigment semen. If you want to understand yourself, if you give priority or you have understood yourself, then why praise or criticize others? When I understand myself, I am making it clear that there is no place for the reflection of my infinite subtle axis. How is their shabby form, and how much distance is it part of material creation or only imaginary existence? So many simple and pure instincts have been given by people, so many simple, pure and simple people have given them. If you have souls inside you, then if you have souls inside you, do not tremble. If you have made some direct, if you have seen it, then why not show it clearly? Why don't you tell me clearly? I have put such fear. I don't know that I am the Lord. If I am the Lord myself, then why can't I keep myself healthy? Why should the body be deprived of health? Describing words is just an art like Kabir. The one who is superior to some qualities is called only by the artist, not the Lord. A good artist is adept at gathering the crowd and compelled by the other. There is no world for the one who understands himself. All these are the vision of the intellect, like a dream, and some not even. In this dream, you have become busy in building a big immortal empire. Not only death, you have made arrangements to maintain yourself even after death. Do you have to be present in this temporary world by giving liberation to others? Do you have to be present in this temporary world? People have programmed to be busy in fulfilling their wishes and fulfilling their wishes. So much in the temporary elements is not good. Now there must have been so many establishments that good bad will appear. You used to be good and true. I used to be true in this short time in the world. It was only for you that my goal was liberation, or the Lord was never there. It is the grain of fools or the attitude of the intellect only for the here. Trillions of Kabir Aham Brahmasmi. All this is only by the point of view of intelligence. By being intelligent from the intellect, by the point of view of intelligence, it is not a big deal. But to understand oneself, one has to end his existence. Whoever has not been able to do it in any time era. Ekagrita, Sarfira, Januni, stubborn, truth, ish, cleanliness, competency, clarity, fairness, responsibility, perfection, satisfaction, seriousness, severity, determination, and the human body given by nature is the use of breath time in the human body based on natural basis. Doing clearly shows in oneself and inspires oneself to understand himself, because no one knows himself better than himself. The second word object jiva is only an illusion. When a pure capable skilled capable of better than himself, no one can be better than himself, and the intellect can be the best of all. If you want to be fair from the point of view, then the need of the other is not the need for intervention instructions. There is nothing to find within oneself in oneself, because there is a lot to understand. Because the infinite vast physical creation and the body are made up of only the same qualities, temporary elements. Those who are moving in many dimensions and expand every moment at different speeds in thousands of levels, which are subtly inscribed in the memory of the intelligence of every living being, which any person can understand by establishing himself by being intelligent from the intellect from the point of view of intellect. But the option of understanding oneself is not in the style of the intellect. The creation of the intellect is only from the ego of one's own ego, other than itself. Every word is meant for self-interest, for understanding the living being. Both science is the basis of the intellect. Both are the basis of the intellect, just like the point of view of the intellect. I have to establish myself by being wise with intelligence, to understand myself. In order to understand myself, one has to end the existence of one's own intelligence for himself. Only then he becomes fair by himself, and himself becomes fair and familiar with himself. It happens and understands itself in just one moment, and in that very moment it becomes, in reality, forever in itself, and cannot come again in common personality, even if you try millions of efforts yourself. Because the intellect has been hidden, and it is possible to survive itself after death, with the ability to definitely understand. Except this, whatever has been done in any time era, all of them were only the sources of life, by fooling a simple, pure, capable person who is done by making a fool of all who are intelligent from the point of view of intelligence, whose reality in any way also does not mean. A simple easy person is the best of all, pure, capable and capable of understanding himself with his simple qualities, and can live in reality forever. A person intelligent from intelligence would have been a smart devil and a vicious clever devil, and only reputation, fame, for wealth, by putting fear of the name of God, devotion, love, meditation, yoga, practice, faith, with hypocrisy like hypocrisy, behind the books of the past's books. By hiding one's own face, by weaving the fabric of conspiracies, the works of the past use the evil practice of superstition to serve their temporary interests. One cannot understand the personality, who is always intoxicated by reputation, wealth. For 35 years, he has understood that every moment of his breath and every moment of time, he has understood that he has proved it.